Good morning, this is Marvin Crow. This is my Communications 101 informative speech. And these are my 5 audience members.
Flip around. Okay.
Have you ever felt like your devices were listening to you? They might not literally be listening to you, but the sheer amount of data that's being collected about you every single day raises the question of how much of your personal life is actually private. So with that, we have 2 things I want to discuss today. One is data collection, and data collection essentially is the process of gathering and measuring your information and putting it in a systematic fashion. Second is your personal privacy, and your personal privacy is very simple. It's your right to be left alone and how much you can control of how your data being used and shared. So when you think about data collection, we have a few things I want to discuss. First being websites. So you have things like Facebook. You go on Facebook and you might go onto the search and type in dog videos. Now all of a sudden you're looking at cute dog videos. But for the next month, all you're seeing popping up on your feed is dog videos, dog videos. I only wanted to see the one dog. Now you are seeing dog videos all month, all year, because they have now collected your data. They see what you like and they're going to give that back to you. And that's how they're using your data to get you to stay on these apps and whatnot. The other thing I want to talk about is app usage and tracking. So for instance, when you download the McDonald's app, you are allowing them to take your cookies and take personal information. And if you read the fine detail, McDonald's isn't just tracking your location. They don't just want to know where the closest McDonald's is to you. They want to know what's in your phone, the images, other apps that you're using. They want to have access to all of the content so they can curate. Who knows? Why would McDonald's even need that type of information? But it puts something on your brain of why and how much of our information is actually private. Another thing I want to talk about is surveillance. That's another form of data collection. Every time you're being recorded, every time that you, even for instance here at our hotel Harrah's where we work at, if you've noticed when you go out towards Gordon Ramsay, we have that door there and you have to scan your badge to go in and out of that door. Every time you open that door, there's a camera and you can hear it click. That is them recording data. They are taking a picture of you to match your badge number with your face. So if there's an emergency, if there's something that happens, they can say, we know what Alma looks like. We know what Vanessa looks like. We have her badge number. We see what she looks like. We can go find her. We know where her whereabouts are, this person's whereabouts are. So they are sometimes great ways for data collection, but it can also lead in some very, very crucial things that we'll address later. And then lastly with data collection I want to talk about is public records. So public records, ups and downs. You have little things like it would be great to know that there are sexual predators around you. That's public information. If someone's a sexual predator, you can go online, type in their name, or you can just find out how many sexual predators are in your neighborhood, who's living around you. Those are huge decisions that people make from where they live, where their kids go to school. The other thing is criminal records. You can go online and find people's criminal records. So whether it's hiring someone or also where you want to live at, even public records for marriage and all these different things are things that you can just go right on and find publicly. So some things can be good, some things can be bad, but overall, those are ways that your data is being collected. So then when it comes to the impacts of personal privacy, we have things like the misuse of data. Of course, we've all heard stories of you putting your information, or not you specifically, but someone putting their information online. It could have been through a scam website, or someone who's working through the company is taking your information and selling it to a third party and selling your information to somebody. Those are all huge things. And then of course we have a huge thing, not just in America, all around the world, we have identity theft. You can go on a website and you're sharing your credit card information, your social, your name, your address, your birthday. You can find someone's whole life detail with just sometimes even just going on Facebook, because some people share so many things and it's public information that you're sharing. And then also you have things like discrimination that can happen. If you're applying and you go through a job portal and you fill in all your information, your name, your age, your height, your race, your gender. Let's say a company that you're working for says, you know what, I just only want to hire men. So now that you've put that you're female, they're going to say, I just want to eliminate all those people. So those are ways that you can be discriminated by just from your personal information, your personal, and how they're collecting your data that can be misused against you. And then lastly with that, it's just a feeling of being watched, and sometimes you get chills if you've ever experienced someone losing their house or their bank account being wiped out. It puts this fear in you that I don't want to use that website. I don't want to put my credit card here. I don't want to use these things that we think are so easy and accessible to us, which they are just as accessible as they are to us. They can also be used to harm us. And I want to share a fun fact that in 2021, Apple had released their Apple Tracking Transparency feature. With the Apple Tracking Transparency feature, it allows, this study was done by Stanford in 2022, but the app essentially allows when you are downloading, let's say, Facebook.com, it'll pop up and say, would you like Facebook to have access across your different websites or across all your different devices, which is very nice to have. Essentially, a lot of people, when we download apps, we just instantly just download it, click whatever, and then we're on it. We didn't read the fine print. But they realized that 80 to 90% of people who are given the option to have their information shared said no. So that means that majority of us don't want our information being shared without our discretion, but we are still allowing these companies to do it. So it was a nice feature that Apple did release. I don't have Apple, so I'm not sure if it's still a thing, but in 2021 it was, and it showed majority of people did not want their information shared. So ways that we can protect our personal data, of course, we have technological solutions. A big one is encryption. So when we are on our cell phones now, it's not just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 PIN code. You can have your facial recognition. You can have your thumbprint. All these different ways are ways that we can encrypt and help our information stay safe and secure. And then we also just have legal frameworks that have to go into place from the government, putting in things in place, allowing different companies to take our information and sell it. It's a bigger picture than just us. I think that the government needs to get involved and change some of their laws and how our information is being able to be shared. But with all that being said, now that I've given you some information on data collection and privacy sharing, I hope that the next time you are downloading that app or you are signing up for that website, you really think about reading the fine print and see if that's something that you really want on your computer or on your devices.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And let me turn it around. Here's my audience again. Thank you so much.